afternoon. Can you state your name for the record?
Dana Mylanta.
Can you spell that for the court as well?
Yes, DANAMYLANTA.
And where are you from, Mrs. Mylanta?
I'm from Lone Star,
And how long have you lived there?
all my life.
What is your occupation in Lone Star?
I work for a big utility company, and I'm a truck driver for them.
What do your duties entail as a truck driver?
Well, you know, when they have any problems with electrical problems, they send me out to go work on it, general stuff like that.
How long have you been doing that type of work for Big A Utility?
Gosh, over 15 years now.
Okay. And where were you on October 31st, 2004? Do you remember that night?
I do, yeah. That night, there was a power outage, so Big A sent me out with my crew to go check it out. That took us over to the Laidlow Cemetery, where we were looking for this transformer pole to try and find the broken fuse.
Okay. And what did the transformer have to do with the power being out?
Well, I mean, that's where the power lines are connected. So I mean, if there is a broken fuse, that's where it's gonna be.
Around what time would you say you went out there with your crew?
We were out there about 11 p.m. that night.
Can you walk us through what happened when you first arrived at the cemetery?
Yes, so I mean, we were coming down the south access road and looking for it. We have spotlights in the car. My two passengers are with me. Then we turn right onto Black Cat Lane, still looking. But then, we figure out where this transformer pole actually is. It's actually by the entrance that we had passed at the Laidlow Cemetery off the south access road. So we end up backing out all the way back to the entrance of the cemetery.
Okay. Why did you choose to back up down the street?
Well, I mean, we definitely wanted to get there as soon as possible, and it's a one-way road going down the south access road, so we didn't want to waste time to go all the way around, especially when it's late at night next to a cemetery. There's just not a lot of traffic.
Okay. And I want to direct your attention to the accident that occurred that evening. Can you walk us through the steps that you went to leading up to that incident?
Yes. So there came a point when we were going to head back south on the access road. I was in the driver's seat, and so I'm at the entrance of the cemetery, and as I always do, I check both ways, see if any cars are coming. I didn't see any lights. I didn't see any cars. My passengers didn't see anything either. So that's when I started to, back out just to turn south and head forward at that point down South Access Road.
And what happened upon you backing out?
When I backed out, I, put the truck in drive, and that's when we were just hit from the behind. It was this huge thump, and that's when the car hit us.
So after Mr. Little hit the back of the truck, what did you do next?
Then, my passengers and I immediately hopped out to see what had happened. We check on the car, we just check things out.
What did you see?
He's okay. We saw Mr. Little in the front seat. We also, we looked in his car. We could see that right in between his legs was a bottle of alcohol. We also...
How big would you say that bottle of alcohol was?
I mean, it wasn't just like a normal bottle. It was a big bottle, like one of those 40s or something almost. And it had the neck broken off from the accident, but the bottom, maintained its position in between his legs.
Did you see anything else while you were looking around the cabin of the vehicle?
Yeah, we saw, a bag of marijuana in there.
How did you know it was marijuana?
It's something that's just around. Friends sometimes smoke marijuana. So I know the smell, I know what it looks like.
Other than seeing anything, did you hear anything while you were also trying to assist Mr. Little?
Yeah, I mean, actually, going off of the bag that we saw, he also said that he was really messed up. He had taken quite a hit.
And what did you take that to mean when he said it?
That, I mean, he was out there drinking and smoking, sort of joyriding around the cemetery, and he just wasn't paying attention and hit us.
Okay. So, after Mr. Little hit you and you went to see what happened, what happened next?
Then we immediately called 911.
Okay.
I mean, we knew that he was in serious condition, and I mean, if any accident happens, we're gonna call the police and have them come out and check it out.
Once the police arrived, were you able to speak with anyone?
I mean, a little. The officer that was there just kind of brushed us to the side, wasn't really getting our story.
And just to be clear, was this the first responder on the scene?
Yes.
Okay. How many questions would you say that he asked you?
Just a couple.
Would you say that he showed any interest in speaking with you?
It really didn't seem that way.
Is there anything else that would lead you to believe that he was not interested in speaking with you about the case?
I think that he's had, some prior issues with my employer.
Is there anything that you observed or you heard at the scene that night that would lead you to believe that he wasn't interested in speaking with you?
I don't remember right now.
Is there, if I showed you your deposition, would that refresh your memory?
Yeah.
Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor. Permission granted. Let the record reflect that I am showing opposing counsel Mrs. Mylanta's deposition, specifically at page 5, line 1. Mrs. Mylanta, I'm going to ask you to take a look at your deposition and to read it silently to yourself and to look up after you've been sufficiently refreshed. And at that point, I'll come and grab the deposition and I'll re-ask the question to you if you want to.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Do you remember now what you also heard at the scene of the accident that would lead you to believe the officer wasn't interested in hearing what you had to say?
Yeah, the officer did make a comment about he's tired of Big A, the company, just throwing its weight around Armadillo, and that's not what this accident was about.
Thank you. No further questions.